come with me on my first bikepacking adventure. We had a day off on a Wednesday. I know it's completely bonkers, but it was the national holiday here in Quebec, so we got Wednesday, June 24th off. I asked my girlfriend to go on an overnighter just so I could start getting the experience of doing bikepacking, and she agreed. So the preparation began. We decided to leave after work on the 23rd, go camping for one night, and come back on the 24th. That's what an overnighter is. You go away, you sleep one night away, and you come back. It's a great way to dip your toes into bikepacking. I had to find a rear rack for my bike, which is the Trek Checkpoint Gen 3 SL5, which has mounting points on it. But also the challenge of finding the proper rack was because my bike is going to change at the end of 2026 because I'm purchasing a Specialized Crux 5 and that bike has no mounting points on it. So I needed a rack that was compatible with a true axle design setup, and that's when I found the Ortlieb Quick Rack. The Quick Rack in large and extra large allows you to use an axle mount, so that way there's no weight on the carbon, and if your bike doesn't have mounting points, well, you can actually use their rack. I don't have the axle right now because it is sold out everywhere in Canada. Assembling and installing the rack on my bike took me about 10-15 minutes with the help of the YouTube video that Ortlieb offers online. It's simple, it's quick, and you know what is the most fun about this rack is that it takes about 5 to 10 seconds to take it off your bike. So on the 23rd, before my girlfriend showed up to my place, I strapped my sleeping bag on it, I strapped my sandals and stuff like that on my rack. She was bringing me some panniers so I could carry my gear, my clothing, my food, and all the other stuff that I found were essential. And that word will come back later in this video. Once both bikes were loaded and ready to go, we actually stepped on my home scale to see what was the total system weight so we could use the Silca tire pressure calculator to have the optimal pressure. And I know a lot of people will find that crazy, but you know what? We did not have any punctures. That's pretty important. When I go out on a big ride, I want to make sure that I don't have any issues with punctures or tires deflating or stuff like that. So for me, using the Silca tire pressure calculator really gives me a good peace of mind. Here's the ride. We were leaving my place in Terrebonne and we were pedaling all the way to Oka, which is a 55-kilometer ride. And there we had a campsite reserved in our names so we could set up our small tent and just enjoy the nature. We went to see one of my friends during that night because her and my girlfriend are leaving on a bikepacking adventure and they had never met. That's something that I love about my friends, is that everybody is open-minded, everybody is very inclusive, and we have a blast together, and we just want to share some joy and some fun in life. Since it was the Quebec National Holiday, there were some fireworks, which we went next to the water to see. We had a great night, came back to the campsite, and we went off to bed. We were both pretty tired. So the next morning, we enjoyed the beach. We went to the beach and just enjoyed the water and the calmness to eat our breakfast just to start the morning slow. I usually have a pretty jam-packed schedule on my days and I have a lot of stuff going on. So being able to enjoy a morning like that together was priceless. You could hear the small waves in the background. We were able to eat our breakfast. We didn't have any bugs. We enjoyed the sun and it was awesome. After that, we decided to go back to the campsite, pack everything back up, and then we would go back home. From there, we decided to use the scenic route, and you're gonna see we're gonna cross a lot of bridges. The wind was in our back, so we got to enjoy that. We actually stopped to eat ice cream. I love the fact that on the 24th, when we were coming back home, We saw a ton of people on the bike path. We also saw a lot of people outside enjoying barbecues outside, being close to the water, being outdoors. Cycling and the bicycle can actually open a lot of doors and discussion with people. We also stopped at another park just to go to the bathroom, and there were some people there sitting on benches, and they started asking us, where are you going? Where are you coming from? And all that stuff, just because we were on our bikes. It's pretty amazing how the bicycle is universal, and it's also a tool that can be used to travel in a very, very beautiful way. Here's what I learned on my first overnight adventure. Number one, you want to be conscious about what you are bringing with you. Bring only the essentials. It's pretty simple. The more stuff you bring, the heavier your bike is going to be, the less fun it's going to be to pedal around or go up hills on your bike. The second lesson is weight placement plays a big role on your bike handling. You have to think side to side, front to back, to have somewhat of a balance to make sure that your bike actually handles well and that you're confident on it. Number three, you do not need all the accessories, all the bags, all the fla that you see on bike packing websites or videos and all that stuff. You want to go on an overnight adventure, well, all you need is a backpack, maybe a rear rack to put your tent and your sleeping bag on it, and just go out there and do a small ride and go camp somewhere, enjoy it, and come back. See what you think about that. I really think that it's a great way to get into bike packing and to make it nice and fun and still keep it light. The fourth lesson is think about your food. You really have to plan it out, and we actually had to really think about it because when we were coming back home, everything was closed except essential services. So what we did is on the way down to Oka, we decided to stop at a grocery store. That's where we bought sandwiches, we bought vegetables, fruits, stuff like that, and we had a little picnic right there. Nothing romantic, nothing wow of an experience, but just to keep it simple and to keep it light and fun. Don't forget that water is heavy. We don't think about it, but water is very heavy. So what we did is we rented a campsite that had water and electricity. That way we could recharge our phones and my cameras and all that stuff. But also we had quality water that we could drink and fill up our bottles with the next day when we were leaving. If we wanted to cook over there, we wouldn't have to bring water also with us just to have it in our luggage, because 1 liter of water is 1 pound. So if you're bringing 4, 5, 6 liters of water, you're gonna feel that weight on your bike pretty fast. Lesson number 5, check the weather because you wanna be prepared. It's pretty simple. I would not have went on an overnight adventure if the weather was crappy. I wanna keep that fun and make it interesting. I do not want to suffer. I do understand if I decide to go on a bigger bikepacking adventure of, let's say, a week, then I might open myself up to some rain, some less fun weather, but that's going to be part of the adventure. And the last lesson that I got, and I find that it's something very important, do your first overnight adventure with somebody that has experience. It's going to save you a lot of headaches. It's going to save you trouble. It's also going to make you more confident in what you're going to do, and this way your adventure is going to be a lot more positive. On a totally different note, don't forget to subscribe to the channel. It is free for you, does wonders for my channel, so thank you for that. And also let me know in the comments, do you like this type of content, and what is your ultimate dream setup for 2 people to go bikepacking? On that note, enjoy the thrill of your rides. I'll see you in the next video.